So I'm going to fire away a few questions at you, Suresh.
Sure.
This is what celebrities get to do at talk shows and coffee with whatever. So you can imagine this is a coffee with co-floaters kind of a thing. So and no explanations needed. Just one word answers to these questions. In your company, do you believe in productivity or do you believe in protocols?
Of course, productivity.
And you see other SaaS companies in Chennai ecosystem or elsewhere in India as competitors you're fighting tooth and nail with, or you see them as colleagues that you want to learn along the way or share the journey along with them?
Chennai, of course, they are colleagues. We don't have much of a competitors. And internationally, we do have competitors. So we don't fight tooth and nail with them, but we do treat them as competitors.
Right.
Yeah.
So and having built company with 6 employees core team, and now you're at 200 plus employees across,
Right.
Where does your heart lie? Does your heart lie in smaller companies? You had the smaller team, you liked that better, or now you're 200 plus company, 200 plus strong workforce, you like that Suresh's role better there? What is more fun?
I think both are different, but right now we still consider ourselves as small, so it's still a startup. I know if I become if we become something like Zoho, like 8,000, 9,000 employees, then is when I will know. But right now, my heart still is like a startup mind.
So here's an humble person. His company is already going to hit a $10 million ARR, and he says it's a small company, right? And then think about us.
Sure.
We are atoms in that ecosystem of whatever Suresh is describing.
Sure.
But what would you be? Would you prefer happy customers or would you prefer happy employees at the end of the day?
I'll always prefer happy employees because happy employees lead to happy customers. It's a very simple thing.
So one thing leads to the other, right?
Yeah.
So you would. So basically, okay, no, I'm kind of digressing from the rule book.
Sure.
So you treat your employees so the customers automatically get taken care of.
Exactly.
Great.
Because,
Okay.
yeah. We have an employee first model rather than a customer first model. It's actually it's not like unique, but very few companies have done it in the past. But normally most companies think customer first and employee second,
correct.
but we sort of think employee first and customer next.
Yeah. Okay.
Because automatically, if you want to give great service and great product to customers, you need to have great employees. So,
right. So now that you've at a scale now at 200 employees, what do you prefer? Do you still prefer in-person interaction with your employees? And again, I'm not talking about just the level 1 below that's reporting into you, but you prefer more of personal in-person interactions or even open house sessions, or your company runs on Slack, Flock, or tools like that?
No.
What does your company run on?
we are still into personal meetings.
Right.
Yeah, we have we use Kissflow for our own internal collaboration, so we don't use Slack or Flock.
Right.
But we are testing Slack for a different purpose. But otherwise, we use mostly Kissflow internally.
Okay.
It does collaboration, but serious conversations happen on in person. Like most of our discussions happen in person. So effectiveness happens in person.
In person, yeah. Okay. So again, this is a priority question: customers or profits?
Profits. Because customers are there to produce profits, and customers that's a fundamental thing about SaaS companies. SaaS companies about unit economics, sensible unit economics at the individual customer level.
Right.
If an individual customer is not profitable, that's not even a customer. That's like a liability.
Right.
Right.
So if I had to,
But that is not the case for e-commerce.
correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So
the long-term customer value.
yeah, that's a long-term customer value. They need to build a brand, all of that. So we cannot apply what works in e-commerce into SaaS. In SaaS, customers have to be profitable at individual level.
Right.
So
would you say? So it may be. Again, we are breaking the rule book here. But that would be true in today's state of Kissflow, right? But for a SaaS startup that's starting now, where they're happy that they have 10 customers using it, right? Paying for it is even the next question, right? Somebody has to test the pudding and then give you the feeler of it. So would you still want them to look at money from the beta version, alpha version of the product?
I would still think you have to look for money as a way to say they have skin in the game, but you may still don't want to look for profitability at that time.
Right.
So there is a difference between skin in the game for the customer so that you are getting the right input. Otherwise, somebody not paying money, how do you even know that is the right input?
Right.
So only if they pay some money, it's a right input.
Right.
Otherwise, they may just they say their whims and fancies. Right. So for that you need money, but that does not mean you need to look for profitability at that point in time.
Okay.
But at that point in time, you're still in product market fit. When you're still in product market fit, it's not about profitability. You're just proving your product.
Right.
But once you cross product market fit, then you're really looking at selling, marketing, selling, and making money. That's very simple as that, right?
Sure.
At that time, if you're not sensitive about profits, then there is something wrong.
Sure. right. Yeah. Okay. So what's
meaning when I say profits, I'm meaning even in SaaS there is lifetime value.
Right.
As long as lifetime value is higher than the cost of acquiring and servicing the customer, you're fine.
You're fine. Yeah.
Right. So that's fine.
What's the quintessential one word that describes a leader for you?
Empathy.
Empathy, customers, and all over.
Meaning, just if there is only one word that leader has to do is actually be empathetic, right? So it's about being in somebody else's shoes and really, because as you grow bigger and bigger, ability to being in somebody else's shoes is the one that helps you to build right product, because you're in customer shoes, user shoes,
right?
And able to see it from the user perspective. If you're in the employee's shoes, then you will see what is their problems and do that. So being in somebody else's shoes is really the one thing that going to put vision, and all these things are all secondary.
Okay. So you also become an investor in the recent past, right?
I've done very few.
Sure, but again, you've also taken very little. So that way, like, it kind of balances out. Yeah. So what is more enjoyable, being a founder or being an investor?
Always founder. Never want to be an investor.
So the guys who are looking for investment from him, yeah.
No, it's not that I don't want to invest, but like the founder journey. See, a founder is a problem solver. An investor is a money maker.
Enabler.
Is a money maker, right?
Okay.
That's a very simple, analogy. Investors don't solve problems, right? They help you. They find somebody who's solving big problems and bet on them. They're basically big bets. They make the bets so that they might multiply their money. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But founders are problem solvers, right? They have some problem that's burning in their head.
Right.
They don't want to sleep. They don't want to eat. They forsake money, everything, and then go after solving that problem. Right. So I'm a problem solver. I look at problem. I want to find some solutions for that, right? So that's what keeps me passionate, right?
Sure.
So I don't. It's not fun for me to just simply multiply money.
Right. Okay. So working at office versus remote working.
For me, I want to work in office along with my employees. If I don't come to office and see my employees, I probably feel like very lonely. Because next to my family, we have a very, I like all my employees, and if I don't come to office, as if like something is missing in me. So I always like to come to office.
And one word about work-life balance, if it still exists.
Meaning, I have a very good work-life balance. At least I would like to think so. You should ask my wife.
Yeah. Next interview with her.
Yeah, scary. But I believe the reason why I think is work happens part of my life. I don't see work and life as two different parts, and I see work as an integrated experience, part of my life, the bigger life.
Sure.
So I actually enjoy it, every bit of it.